You open the application, read the first question, and close it. Again, you tell yourself you will return when you feel more confident. But readiness is not a feeling that appears before action. Your brain is waiting for evidence that you can handle the next step, and that evidence can only come from taking it. Here are 7 reasons the starting signal keeps moving and how to stop waiting for it. Number 7, you are treating discomfort like a warning. You sit down to write the email, make the call, or begin the project. Almost immediately, your chest tightens. Your thoughts scatter. Something inside you says, "Not yet." That feeling seems meaningful, so you obey it. Maybe tomorrow you will be calmer. Maybe next week you will be certain. But discomfort is not always a stop sign. Often, it is simply the sensation of doing something unfamiliar while the outcome remains unknown. Your nervous system prefers situations it can predict, even when the unfamiliar option could improve your life. The mistake is waiting for the tension to disappear before you begin. In many cases, beginning is what teaches the tension to disappear. The next time "not yet" appears, ask a better question. Is this actually dangerous, or is it merely new? You do not need to feel comfortable. You only need to be safe enough to take one small step. Number 6, you want clarity that only movement can create. You may believe you need a complete plan before you start. The right career path, the perfect business idea, the exact routine you can follow for the next year. So you research, you organize, you imagine every possible version. It feels productive, but nothing in the real world has tested your assumptions. Clarity is often treated like a map you must find before leaving home. In reality, much of it works more like headlights. You see the next stretch only after the car begins to move. One conversation may reveal that you misunderstood the opportunity. One rough draft may show you what you actually want to say. One week of trying a routine may teach you more than a month of designing it. Do not demand a 10-step plan when the first step will change steps 2 through 10. Choose a direction, run a small experiment, and let reality answer questions that thinking cannot. Number 5, you are trying to remove uncertainty instead of carrying it. Before acting, you want to know that the choice will work, that you will not waste time, that nobody will reject the idea, that your future self will be grateful. Those guarantees do not exist, but the mind keeps searching for them because certainty feels like protection. This creates an impossible bargain. I will act when I know the result. Yet action is usually how the result becomes knowable. Capable decision-makers are not people who always feel certain. They are people who can make a reasonable choice while some uncertainty remains. They gather enough information, name the risks, and move without pretending the future is settled. Try replacing "how can I be sure" with "what would make this safe enough to test." A smaller commitment, a deadline, a backup plan, or a limited trial can reduce the risk without demanding a prediction no one can make. Number 4, you think confidence must come first. Picture confidence as proof stored in memory. You speak once and survive the awkward moment. You publish something imperfect and discover that the world continues. You solve a problem you once avoided. Each action leaves a small receipt. I handled that. Over time, those receipts become confidence. Waiting reverses the process. You ask your mind to produce confidence without giving it any evidence. When it cannot, you treat that absence as proof that you are not ready. You do not need to believe, "I will be brilliant at this." A more honest belief is enough. I can take the next step and respond to what happens. Confidence is rarely the ticket required to enter. It is more often the record of having entered before. Number 3, you are making the first attempt carry too much weight. The first workout becomes a test of whether you can finally become disciplined. The first video must prove the idea has potential. The first date must reveal whether the relationship has a future. No wonder starting feels heavy. You are asking one moment to deliver an entire identity and outcome. Early attempts are supposed to be informative, not definitive. Their job is to reveal friction, expose weak assumptions, and give you material for the next version. Call the first attempt a draft. Call the first month a trial. Decide in advance what you are trying to learn, not what you must prove. When an action becomes an experiment, an imperfect result is still useful. It gives you information, and information is far easier to face than a verdict about who you are. Number 2, you are confusing reversible choices with permanent ones. Some decisions truly deserve careful thought, but many choices that keep you frozen can be adjusted later. You can change the opening paragraph, leave the class after 1 month, revise the offer, move the meeting, try a different approach. Yet the mind presents each choice as a door that locks forever the moment you walk through it. Before delaying, ask, is this decision reversible? If it is, speed may be more valuable than certainty. Make the smallest version of the choice, set a review date, and keep your exit visible. This is not recklessness. It is matching the amount of thought to the actual cost of being wrong. Many people lose months preparing for decisions that could have been tested in an afternoon. The goal is not to choose perfectly. It is to notice when correction is available. Number 1, you keep moving the definition of ready. At first, ready means learning enough. Then it means having more time. Then better tools. Then the right mood. Each time you approach the starting line, the signal slides farther away. This happens because ready is vague. A vague standard can never be completed. Your mind can always invent one more requirement, especially when starting would expose you to feedback you cannot control. So replace the feeling with a definition. For the application, ready might mean answering every required question and asking one person to review it. For the project, it might mean having the first 3 tasks written down and 90 minutes protected. For the difficult conversation, it might mean knowing the one truth you need to express calmly. Make the conditions visible. Make them finite. When they are met, begin, even if your voice shakes and your mind asks for another day. You may never receive a dramatic moment when fear disappears and certainty arrives. Most beginnings are quieter than that. You act while part of you still feels unprepared. Then the first step gives you information. The second gives you evidence. The third begins to feel familiar. The signal was never supposed to find you standing still. Readiness is built after you cross the line.